Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. There is no way on earth I can film outside today. Look at how windy it is. We got like 30-mile-an-hour winds. But anyways, today we are going to continue with the punch list on the tiny house, and we're going to be working on drywall blocking and nail plates. I scribbled this up yesterday when I was finishing up the electrical stuff. This is what I got to do. I tried figuring out a way to do it easier, but there just isn't. What I have to do is basically make a truss that will fit on the inside of the trusses on the very end wall of the kitchen area. I'll show you a lot more about that when we get over there. But the first thing I need to do is find a bunch of this 1x material. I also need chunks of 1x material. This is basically just where it goes in the tiny house. This would be against the back wall, lower, upper, and there's wires going through the wall. That's why there's two pieces on each. And we have this little cleat on the top too that'll hold the top piece of drywall. And I just had some ideas for blocking that this will attach to at the bottom. I'm going to need to pocket screw it and glue it, and I'll probably make cleats like this to put behind it. That's a 2x6, and it has a truss on the back part, but I need a truss on the front part and inside of where the truss should go so that the drywall will actually hit it. Kind of hard to explain here, but let me go find this wood and I'll get these parts cut up real quick, and then I'll show you how it's going to work over there. Okay, we have the two rafter-like pieces cut. I'm going to fasten this together with pocket screws, and then we'll cut the sides. The sides get attached before it gets put up. This part right here will catch the drywall on the end wall, and the parts that I attach to the top, they won't look like this. That will catch the ceiling drywall. And then we're going to be putting a cleat right through here that will catch the topmost. It's got a flat part at the very top. That'll catch that flat part. Yeah, this is going to be difficult to put in. I'm going to have to put pocket screws down here as well, but I'll have to put some blocking behind both ends. And then we have a collar tie that is on the end of the building, and that has all kinds of wires and the plumbing coming up and going down right behind this, and this needs to be attached to something there as well. So I'm going to put like short little stanchions that go back to that, and I think I can go right back to the gusset up on the top, and that piece that goes here will have to wait till the very end. And what I'm going to do with that one is figure that out according to where the other ones are that are already in the building. I'll put a straight edge across them, make a little mark on both sides, and then attach it according to that. It should all make sense in a little bit. Let me get these pocket holes drilled and get this top fastened together with some fast setting glue, and then we'll make these side parts and get those installed. We'll just nail those in place. Okay, I got this glued and pocket screwed together. I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit. I have pocket screws on ends. Don't know if I'll be able to use those or not because it's really tight in that area, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to get the driver in there. I definitely won't be able to use this tip right here, but we'll see. I'm trying to rush and get this done, which is why I haven't been filming very well. Natalie is on vacation, and I'm trying to get that whole kitchen done before she gets back. And then she's going to be insulating and drywalling with my help, but I need to get this done as quick as possible. And this is a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to be, so I'm kind of rushing through it. All right. I've had these laying around for quite some time. They used to be in the shelter before it blew down. And you can see they're getting a little bit of water damage. These were over in the machine shed. So I'm probably going to rip, like right down in here, get rid of the tongue on this. And they have a groove there too. Well, yeah, I'll probably rip the groove off and then rip the tongue off and then keep this middle part. And that's going to be the part that goes right here. And again, I'm going to nail that on, so I got to set up the compressor. A lot of stuff to do for blocking, but we'll get it done. I'll run and get another one of these as well, because we need more of this for the blocking on the sidewalls. Okay, let's get this ripped down and get that added to this. And this is the big job. We'll have to make some jigs just to hold this in place while I fasten it in. And it's going to be nearly impossible because I'm going to be in a dark, tiny house up in the rafters. And I can't even put a camera on my head. So I probably won't be able to film putting it in, but I'll be able to show you how it goes in and then put it in. Okay, let's get this cut. Okay, maybe now you can see a little better what this is going to look like. This will be flush with the wall. This will be flush with the ceiling. And what I got to do right now is take a straight edge and go over there and put that on the wall and then measure back to where the other truss is. There's a gap behind this, and we're going to have stanchions. They'll look something like this, and they'll have a pocket screw in them. These will get screwed to the existing structure, and then I'll screw this to the end of it like that. Kind of complicated, but you got to do what you got to do. And again, in the end, this is all going to be covered with drywall, and we'll have a round top to the door in drywall as well. It's going to look really cool, but it's got to be properly supported. Okay, let me show you where we're at. Over here, we have our blocking that's 3/4 of an inch back from the face here. And then this blocking here is on the collar tie, which is further back, but it's still 3/4 of an inch behind this face here. And then we have another one up there that's on that gusset up there, which is even further back, but it comes to 3/4 of an inch behind the face here again. So now I got to get this up there, get this wire out of the way, get this up there. I'm sure this joint is going to break, but this is going to be pushing towards that middle right there, and that should hold it together. I'm going to put the straight edge from here to here and then onto there, and that'll give me a nice even plane, and then I'll fix it in place up at the top once that's all settled. And before I forget, we got our blocking for the wall stuff here. This will catch the drywall going this way, drywall going that way, and that's just glued and held in place by these spacers and shims here. We got a couple spacers and a couple shims, and there's a small piece up there. We still have to put this one in, but we're going to get this all settled first, let that glue dry, and then we'll pop this one in, and then we're going to let it dry for a couple hours, come back out here and check on it, and that should wrap it up for the blocking. Then we got to get the nail plates over any place where we have a pipe or a wire coming too close to the face. This is fine right here. You have a 1/2 inch of drywall and 1 5/8 screws, so they can't penetrate this far. Same thing here. But right here, we need a plate over that so that the screws don't penetrate it. There's a few places like that. Can't find another one offhand, but I know there is a few. Okay, let's get back to this. I'll get this in, and then I'll get back with you as soon as I do that. All right, so this blocking took way longer than I figured it would. I had hoped to get the nail plates on today as well, and possibly test this water line, but there just wasn't enough time. So Natalie's going to be home tonight in a little bit, so I'm going to arrange with her, and whenever I can get back in here again, I'm going to get the nail plates on and test the water line. To do that, I have to connect something to here and to here. Both of them are temporary. It's a lot of work, but I would really like to test this line, or these fittings right here, and all this stuff over here. Make sure we don't have any leaks before we start insulating and drywalling. I think that's it until we get this drywalled. That faucet, it's all ready to go on the outside, but we have to connect the PEX to it, and that'll get pushed right into the cabinet after the cabinet's in place. And then it has like a trim ring. So for all intents and purposes, that's done. It's just going to get rock wool around the area, and it's going to have that center part open where the holes are. And once the pipes are pushed into the cabinet, we're going to fill in the rest either with spray foam or with rock wool, and then we'll put the trim piece on the inside of the cabinet, and that'll be done. But that's a ways away. Let's go check the punch list and see what's all left on there. I think that's it. The water, the nail plates, and what else did I say? Oh, I got to take out the air conditioner and seal up this hole, and I'm going to fix this door in place. I'm going to make it so you can open it in case of emergency from the inside, but it's not going to open from the outside anymore. And then what else? I think that's it, but let's go look at the punch list and make sure. Still got a huge mess to clean up. This is all from that blocking. All that, and all that. All this here, and a whole bunch of dust over there. Okay, so we are done with that. This is what I have to do to test that water line. We'll get to that tomorrow or the day after, I'm guessing. Okay, cover plates, remove AC, all stuff I haven't done yet. Install faucet. Oh, that's later too. Run main PEX through wall and finish plumbing. I guess the finished plumbing would include testing that, so we're not done with that either. All drywall blocking, done. Test water lines, empty completely. It's as complete as it can be emptied. Teach Natalie to drywall, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I basically only got one thing completely done. and I'll get 2 done tomorrow or possibly the day after. Okay, now for the nail plates. I've accumulated these over the years, so I have various sizes, various manufacturers, so we'll kind of spread them out and use what we need. Got these wider ones, and then these are the same size as a 2x4. Yeah, this is probably what we're going to use in most places. So what we need to do is find any place where we have something that can't be penetrated and it's less than 1.1 inches from the face here. We're going to be using 1 5/8 drywall screws, and we have a 1/2 inch of drywall going on there, so that totals 1 1/8 inches in. And if it comes right to the edge, which it should on most of these holes, that's just fine. These are just fine. So here, 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 and then these are just fine. This is just fine. So that's what we got to do. Pretty much anything that's going through this wall needs to have plates on it. And, well, actually, it doesn't right here. We have to take this off before we start drywalling. We'll worry about that later. So, with that said, let's get going with the nail plates. Okay, it's the next day. I'm having a real hard time filming this stuff, so I'm going to wrap this video up, and then I'm actually going to wrap up the punch list. I got this staged and ready to go. What we're going to do is put the drywall over this, and these will stick out. It's going to be like 1.5 inch hole. These will stick out, and then we're going to pull that out into the cabinet when the cabinet's installed. The cabinet has to be installed straight down, so we're going to attach the water and this after the cabinet's in place. You'll see that in action in that video. Well, I should probably tell you, we're going to reach in here and cut this zip tie before we pull this. We're going to do some interesting stuff with the insulation as well. But all of the nail plates are in place. Yeah, we got them wherever water passes right behind. Actually, we need one there as well. All right, we'll have to keep that in mind. So the last few things to do are to test this water. I figured out how I'm gonna do this. I'll put that in the next video. And we have to get these faucet lines through the wall, and I figured out how to do that as well. Again, that's going to be in the next video. This video is complete. I also got the air conditioner out of there yesterday while I had a little bit of help. So, yeah, the next video is going to be 100% about water. And then a few of the last things are foaming this stuff with pest block. That won't be on a video. And we're going to change this door into an escape hatch that you can only open from the inside. You won't be able to go in and out, but you'll be able to get through there easy from the inside. You won't be able to get in from the outside, and it's going to stay like that until we build the next addition. This was just for me to come in and out, and I don't need to come in and out all the time anymore. So that'll wrap up this video. Next video out here, like I said, will be water related, and that's going to be some tense stuff, because not only are we running this water line for the first time in a year, but we're going to be testing these lines right here and see if there's any leaks. So if you want to see that video or any of the future videos out here, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put them in the comment section below. And if you share the video and or give it a like, it helps the channel out greatly. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.